no. They were actually there. Everything that I've done, it's
Yeah.
painted from life. So I would
So
have
they
a
just sit
model.
there.
Yeah, you just sit there like you mean a nude?
No. Wait,
Mhm.
actually, wait. You have to do that also? Like, do you have to do that?
I mean, when I was studying, we were painting
Really?
people in the nude. Yeah.
You get to keep them though.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
You keep everything. Everything
Okay.
is yours.
So did you bring them back to Botswana?
Yeah, I did.
Tell me about the customs. What happened there?
I'm not
I know
going
something
there.
happened.
Oh, that's
You're
nice.
the
That's
art person. I think you should be the host of the show. Actually, you're the one.
nice. Is it okay now?
No, it's
or-
not. It's not. It's not.
Oh no! It's actually coming out.
I did PE with him.
Who was his
I don't want to say his name.
Just tell me.
Exactly. Are you in Germany?
I was in Berlin.
Yeah, no. You were telling me where, and you gave me your number. You're like, just call me when you get in. Like, your number was 0033. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I have with me an amazing guest, a former schoolmate of mine who happens to be a better artist than me, a professional artist in that sense. She studied at the Swedish Academy of Arts. She's a classical artist, or I think she will tell you more about what type of art she does later on. And yeah, so this is the second episode. Welcome to the
Thank you for
podcast.
having me.
I want you to introduce yourself in your own words. How would you introduce yourself? And I want you to talk about your figurative art.
Okay.
And then I want you to talk about how you started your art journey. I heard it was accidental. And then you go from there to, and then at school, I forgot the teacher's name, but you
Mr.
remember him.
Vada, yeah.
Yeah, you tell me about your journey there. And then from senior afterwards, right after senior, you tell me about your exhibition. And then we go to Sweden from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Katlego Twala. I'm a classically trained visual artist. I've been studying for 5 years in total. I just graduated this year, and yeah, I paint figurative paintings. And for now, I just graduated, so I haven't really got to developing my voice as an artist. That's still something I'm navigating, you know. Oh no! Did we get anything?
I don't know what your thing was. It was on the whole thing was covered. It's okay. It's okay. I think there must be some sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I basically do. So now I'm just taking in commissions, and I'm trying to prepare for my solo that I'm gonna be having in the next few years.
Tell me what you mean by your solo, like your exhibition, your solo exhibition. Okay.
A solo exhibition. Well, basically, it's always been in my plans that immediately after I graduate, I work on making my first collection of paintings that really represent who I am. Because when you're studying, it's not really you, you know. What you're doing is just.
Do you get to keep them though?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
You keep everything. Everything is yours.
So did you bring them back to Botswana?
Yeah, I did.
Tell me about the customs. What happened there?
I
I know something happened there. I know because I came with a lot of things, and I know especially this year the customs. Customs, that machine, you know, they have there the stickers that they put on it.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that?
I can't share my secrets on how
Okay.
to.
I have behind the scenes. We'll talk about this because I also managed, by the way.
There's always a way. There's always a way.
Exactly.
There's always a way.
So,
Legally, of course.
Yeah,
Legally,
of course.
Yeah.
So you got everything back?
No, I did get everything back. Obviously, there are some paintings that I couldn't bring with me because it was a lot of work. So you can imagine 3-4 years worth of work that I have to pack up and bring here. So there's a lot.
Were you not bringing piece by piece every time you came for holidays?
No, because I couldn't bring piece by piece. I kind of needed them to be with me when I was there, such that I can enter exhibitions, and if I enter competitions as well, I have my catalog with me. And also, if I want to sell to somebody, it's easier if I just have it on me instead of having.
So
like,
the works that you made there, you are allowed to sell them as well?
Yeah. It's 100% yours. It's just that as an artist, your integrity is like a big thing. So the paintings that you make at the academy, like I said, it's not really who I am. It's just an exercise in a way. You know what I mean? It's not really you as an artist. It's not really saying anything. It's like
a task, like you're given a homework and then you're doing it. But they were beautiful though, like they were still amazing. So
thanks. But yeah, it's not really who I am and who I would want to put out there in the world. So which is why I'm really excited to do my own solo.
Okay, so now can you share some key moments in your career that shaped the evolution of your artistry?
I think the beginning was me choosing it as a mistake. I think that was like, if I didn't make the mistake, I wouldn't be here. You know, none of this would have existed. So I think that is one pivotal moment that kind of changed the trajectory of my life. And following that was having my solo exhibition, my first one, and Dr. Unity Dao being present there and her like obtaining 2 of my pieces. And then the other pivotal moments would have to be...
You know, she's like from my town, you know.
Really?
So she's like from, and that's when I was like, when I told you, I was like, of course I remember that. And you're like, no, someone else was there. And I'm like, no, you were there. I remember that. I mean, she's now on the other side of the, you know, the aisle. She went on the other side. So, but we still support her. We support. So in my constituency, it's my chief, or actually the brother to my chief. It's Katlego. And then on Rasisa side, that's where she is. And we're having both of them actually.
Oh.
Yeah, but not at the same time. Like,
wow.
Yeah, just yesterday.
How does that feel? Like,
how does it feel? As in
having both of them?
No, it'll be so it's Sean first, right? He's being launched on the 13th.
Okay.
So we were supposed to do a podcast with him, but instead about I even invited you. Did I not invite you to the road?
No, you didn't.
Okay, I invited a lot of people to it though. So we were on the road. We were with the Ministry of Transport and whatnot, and we were. So every year we do this road safety campaign whereby we go on the road and we, instead of just giving them a lecture, we decide to like give them some free gifts and like some merchandise and stuff, because a person going all the way to Francistown is gonna be frustrated. He has a long journey and he has 2 days of holiday. Now imagine you're a cop, you're stopping him and you're just being like, don't do this, do that, what. They would listen better if you like, do you want a soft drink? Do you want to talk? That's what we did. So we got some sponsors, and hey man, it's a hassle. It's a hassle convincing people, but we managed to, and we did that. So I spoke to Rahafala on that one also, and even last year we did the blood thing. That one you must have come for that. You must have known about it. I shared with everyone.
When was it?
The blood donation thing.
I mean, like when, like what day?
I think 24th. It was on the 24th of, no wait, was it this year or last year? I think 24th of Jan, around the end of year.
This year or?
This year, I think.
I wasn't here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was in Spain.
You were in Spain at the time. So basically, whenever we do these kind of activities, I try to invite my friends and colleagues and stuff. And I would love to have you when we do that. Sebaha came, yes, I did. Yeah, Sebaha did come. You remember Sebaha, right?
No, not sure.
You didn't talk to people in school.
I did talk to some people. I mean, I talked to Albakwe or Diride.
What about Tumisang? Tumisang was your classmate.
Yeah, I don't really. No,
he's also from my home village.
Yeah, no, I don't really talk.
You are disturbing. You are disturbing when we are in the middle of
it's just it's creepy.
Yes, go away. Go away.
Oh,
wait, actually, you know what? Don't take the key. Talking about your figurative art, right?
Yeah.
And you told me, the thing is, you skipped the part about school.
Oh.
You didn't tell me your journey through school, and even I'm not only talking about Naledi Senior or the one before that. I'm talking about your school, even your. Okay, like I want you to break down. For example, anyone watching who's maybe in junior or senior and maybe likes the work that you're doing and maybe wants to do that work in the future. So tell us about how it started, and then you did tell us it was accidental, and then tell us about how, you know, day in day out, how you had to study art as a subject, the grades that you had to get to go to the next stage, and then after when you had to get admission in the university, the whole process, and then how GTF is with artists. You know, STEM is what's preferred, because I mean, I did aeronautical engineering. You think art, this is not how I make a living.
Yeah.
This is a hobby. So STEM is focused in the country. You can touch on that also, how you had to deal with DTF that side. It's just down the road, by the way. So yeah, and then from there you tell us about your journey at your art school that was there, and you did talk about how we can keep paintings and you're allowed to do that. Tell us about the day in day out life there as well, and then also the one after that, after the Barcelona one as well. You can tell us about that one as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, to begin, I think it's best we talk about the mistake part, because that's the most pivotal moment. Because I was studying in Bonington, and normally you have this little ballot form that you pick, and you have to pick your optional subjects. There are 2 of them, and I wasn't listening at the time, so I kind of just ticked whatever, and I ended up I was given art and commerce as a subject. So then I was a little bit disheartened, because initially I wanted to do HE and French, you know, like the cliche subjects that any.
You like cooking?
No, I don't even like cooking. I don't even know why. Okay. I don't even know why I picked that.
I had to. Did you? Oh yeah, you'll tell us how you lived alone there. Did you have to learn to cook eventually, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could cook a good meal.
Well, I became a chef.
Like a chef.
No, I became a chef. I lived 4 years alone, and I had to become a chef.
Damn.
You know what? There was a joke around in our floor, and everyone used to joke like, "Look, if we don't get a PhD, if we go to the masters or a bachelor's, at least when we go back home, we'll open a restaurant."
Because you have to learn how to cook. You have to learn. Yeah. So throughout junior secondary school, Bonington, I ended up being awarded the best in art for my whole time there, which is funny because I never even wanted to do it in the first place. But I think because of the teachers that I had, Mr. Matenge being like one of the most important teachers that I've ever had in my life, I think I owe it to him because he was super, super motivating, and he always made the class like super fun. It wasn't so strict and rigid, you know. It was very fun.
He let you guys be creative.
Yeah, he let us be creative, but he was also very strict. So especially if he could see something in you, I think he would never let you go, you know. So
he saw some potential, and he saw the it factor.
Yeah, I think he did see something in me. I think he did see something in me because the amount of faith that he instilled in me, that, you know, it is an important thing, and it's something worth it, even if it's not like the sciences, even if it's not law or any serious thing.
I could see you being a lawyer. I'm picturing it. You said law, and I'm picturing it already. You know, yeah.
Yeah. So then moving on to Naledi, I did art as well there, but I wasn't awarded for.
Wait, who won the awards?
Art? I think it was Robert.
Because you were the only pure science class that was doing art, right? So how come you guys? I mean, it was someone from your class though, so at least.
Yeah.
Do you even remember prize giving at our school?
I do remember prize giving. I think. Were you the one who used to? Yeah, I think you were the top performing student like all the time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, people didn't like that. I took everything. Anyone that did a subject.
Like Lebalaka prize, guys.
Oh yeah, we made money at Naledi though. You know that, right?
Where?
Each prize came with money. You know that.
Wow.
$500 voucher for game.
So you were balling every year.
Actually,
for 2 years.
Actually, we made more money from competitions that we used to go to. I don't know. So art falls under practical subjects fair, and I don't know if you guys did that. But in Naledi Senior, we had this huge problem, whereby no one participated in fairs. You know that. It was only if the teacher of that subject wanted to. There was no like a committee or anything. So we I think Form 4 I missed out on a lot of fairs because in Katlego I used to go for a lot of fairs and I won a lot of things. So practical subjects fair of 2012, 11, somewhere there back in the day. I don't remember. Wait, I think 2013 or 14 or something. Practical subjects fair was in Francistown, and that's when I had gone for DNT. And I have the pictures. You know, maybe I'll upload them on the video. And there was like a huge like, you know, those boards they put up, and then they put the paintings and then the sculptures and stuff. And art was the one that had like a major section. It was a huge hall, you know. And art had like a half of it was just for art. So practical subjects fair include DNT. I went there for DNT because I used to do DNT back in the day. I had made a small model and we did a quiz. We had to make a bridge out of spaghetti. Yeah, and it had to like take some weight, certain level of weight before it breaks. We got position 2, and you know what they gave us? They gave us a small MP3 player or something. And I was like, my school gives more than this. So that's when I saw art, and that's when I got to senior, I was like, okay, if I get DNT, I'm going again. I didn't get DNT. I got PE. But yeah, there was no competition for PE or anything. And but maths and science, that's when I had to start maths and science. I had to convince our headmaster to let us go, and the 3 people that were I picked 3 people from that.
Who were the people?
They're top achievers as well.
Who were they?
Bonolo Masima and Okhorogile Konopo.
Yeah, I remember Okhorogile. Yeah.
One is in Okhorogile is the one that I was supposed to write my research paper with, but he's still studying. Yeah, so he's like, my man, I won't be able to. That's when I contacted Katso, and I was like, Katso, we have to write this. You know? But tell me about your art and the competitions.
Yeah, I don't think Naledi was that involved in the fairs. I don't remember being any fairs.
But they were there, right?
Yeah, fairs did exist. The only fair that I remember participating in was in Bonington.
It was a practical subjects fair.
It was a practical subjects, yeah. I remember the arts one. That's the only one that I participated in. But apart from that one, I'm not really sure. Plus, in Naledi, I was not really the best in my mental health.
What happened? Tell me. If you want to, because remember this is a mental health thing as well. So
I don't know. It was just like a lot of things that were going on during that time. You know, when
was
you're
it
a
like
teenager.
school pressure? Or...
No, it wasn't school pressure.
I mean, you were in pure sciences, so you were smart.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, it was never a problem for me. I think it was just being a teenager, and you know, a lot of things are going on. And
but you were so sweet in school, you know that. I mean, you are, and I say it like you're no longer sweet. No, I mean
you were
are.
So sweet. Now you're vile.
No. You were. It's just that I was intimidated by a lot of sweet people. Let's just say,
Okay.
yeah. I was just there like, what's your agenda? I was just so no. Actually, also, you were really pretty. Also, I mean, you are. I'm saying it like that. But then I was just there like, and then there was a. I don't know if I should disclose this.
No,
maybe I'll bleep.
I'll bleep.
Yeah, I'll bleep his name. So there was one guy in your class who liked you, and I did PE with him.
Who was his name?
I don't want to say his name.
Just tell me. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. Well, I'm flattered.
And I mean, you were a teenager and you had your thing going on, but you didn't specify what happened. But I hear you. That,
yeah. No, I mean, I could go into specific.
Yeah, you can tell
details.
us what you're willing to tell us.
Yeah, I mean, during that time, you know, that was the whole cyberbullying phase.
Was there even any cyber there? We didn't have, you know, oh, by the way, do you know that nowadays they have laptops and internet at school? We didn't have that. So what cyberbullying are you talking about?
I mean, on social media, I think.
Were you on social media?
Yeah, I was on social media.
10 years ago. What page was that? Katlego. Just Katlego. Then you changed it to KCL TWALA.
No, actually, the pages that I have now are new. Like, I started them once I left for Sweden.
Okay. Once you left Sweden?
No, once I left for Sweden. Like, right after. No, right before my solo. That's when I started my platforms like my Instagram, my Facebook, and stuff like that. Yeah. So
touch on the cyberbullying part in school. Touch on it. Elaborate further.
Well, I mean, people can be mean.
Like comments or just DMing you stuff?
No, just comments and posts, and you know, I don't know if I want to go into it.
Okay. No, because I mean, in school we had at the time Facebook was the thing.
Yeah.
We didn't have Instagram because there was only a few people.
Facebook and WhatsApp.
Yeah, Facebook and WhatsApp. Oh yeah, we had groups for different classes and whatnot. We had groups of those, and people used to share memes and stuff in there. They would make fun of a certain individual in there, which was not right. So I think that was the level to which cyberbullying, and there was no one that was harmed. I don't remember anyone that was harmed because of that.
Yeah, but I mean the effect of being cyberbullied could cause self-harm. And I know a lot of people that kind of went into that rabbit hole during that time. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that also. It looks bad on me, so I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, so it's not something that I take very lightly, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that we were young.
Touch on the social media that you had to start and how it helped you after, like, you know, you told me that when you went there, then you started pages, and then I'm assuming that it has helped your growth as well. So
yeah, it has. Of course, it has. I think majority of the networks that I've made is through social media.
Like people reach out to you.
People reaching out to me. Maybe they saw a post or something.
And home, you know. No, I've lived alone there for a long time, and then people there are just people you meet for the sake of meeting, not like.
Yeah. And it's a very different culture.
Yeah, and you can't really make lasting like I'm not talking about relationship with women. I'm just talking about relationships like in general. You can't make lasting relationships with someone in university because people come from all over the world. You know?
And they leave.
And they've got different cultures and different way of life, and they've got their own circles that they have.
Yeah.
So it's like you'll be trying to penetrate a circle that you can't, and you're a third wheel in that circle.
Yeah.
So even if you try, and even if you're genuine about it, it's not gonna work. Even if they are genuine about it, like it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's very hard to find very meaningful relationships.
Like for example, your cousin, right? You and your cousin know each other since birth, probably, right?
Yeah.
So you can call her up and go to her house and do stuff. It's just natural.
Yeah.
If you meet someone amazing, like a very good friend that maybe you stayed next to her, she was your roommate, you stay with her for 4 years, it's still not going to be same as with her, as with Charlize, you see. So that's the part which I was trying to overcome in a way when I was there. And I was like, how do I, and tell me about yourself, or tell me about when you were there, and you know, you tell me about, start off with how you applied for it, how you chose which school to go to, and maybe the communication you had with them. Did they were like, oh yeah, you know, you don't mind having, or were they excited that, oh, someone from Botswana, because I'm assuming there was nobody else from Botswana in your school, 100% guaranteed. Because yeah, DTF doesn't. There is no scholarships that is being offered from Spain or Sweden to Botswana. But I know Russia does offer. So they were by the time I left, there were Botswana students that were coming, not only through DTF but also through the Russian embassy.
Yeah.
Because they give out 20 scholarships a year. So yeah. So tell me about your side and how it was.
I mean, I would like to clarify, I was not sponsored. Yeah, I was not sponsored at all for going abroad. My mom did it all on her own. I mean, I wouldn't say. I think she really worked hard to.
Was there pressure on you because of that?
I mean, yeah, there was.
You felt
pressure.
Like if you don't do well, and especially the field that you chose also.
Yeah, there was pressure, but my mom always made it known that I don't have to put myself under so much pressure, because she already had so much faith in me, because I've been doing art my whole life, and she's the one that actually encouraged me to do this.
Really?
Yeah,
she was not against, like when you said I'm not being a doctor or lawyer.
No. Actually, she's the one that kind of recommended me that maybe go into art school and try and like see how.
I hope some parents are watching so that they, because normally when you go to an African parent and then you are there. I saw a skit from SNL, right, whereby there's an African parent, mother, father, and then their son is standing behind them, and then they have a guest, white parents, white mother, white father, and their white son. They are both, the sons have come back from university. The son for the white one says, "Oh, mom and dad, I've taken up poetry, and I've taken up literature and writing, and I'm going to write poems and whatnot." And then he did some, and he's like, "I make sculptures as well." And then the African was like, "Oh, very good, my son. Very good, my son. Ah, you are doing well. Ah, look at this. Oh, that is beautiful. That is very beautiful." And then the African child who was behind, he's like, "Oh, my mom and dad are okay with art." He's like, "Mom, dad, I also took up poetry," and then the mom and dad are like, "Poetry for who? Huh? Poetry for what? Come here, sit down. So when COVID was happening, we needed what? A lot of artists. We wanted some artists. We needed some artists and some sculptors. No, we wanted doctors, lawyers, and engineers. So you are not my son."
Yeah.
So that's the. I know that sounds very stereotypical, but
no, but it is.
It happened in my house.
It is like that. It is like that.
Every parent, like you are like the first person that's like, "No, my mom told me go into art." Normally they're like, "You will do," like I wanted to be a pilot, I wanted to go into it, and my dad told me like that's not a degree, like you need to have a degree first. He was alive at the time, so he told me that first of all it's very expensive, and even after you can do it in 3 to 4 years as well. You're going to lose that amount of time, and you're not going to have a degree to your name. You can't do masters by just being a pilot. You can't have a PhD by just being a pilot. He's like, go and do a bachelor's degree, have that degree, and then afterwards when you want, you can be a pilot. With your mom, she could have also said that. She could have been like, but no, she said, "No, you want to do art, I'm gonna let you do art." So that's really, and I'm surprised that you had no pressure and you're just like, "No, I'm chilled." You're just like,
I mean, the pressure I put myself under, plus I knew how much of an investment it was from my mom's end. So I didn't really have enough room to fail. So I had to make sure that I really do make it, plus to kind of silence like the critiques, from people's opinions. Like even my extended family, obviously they had opinions on this, because they are not, they're not the same like my mom. My mom is very different in that sense. So I had to make sure that I'm really on my A game, and it is a difficult industry to navigate through. So you kind of have to be on your A game.
Tell us about your interactions with your clients and everything, and how do you maintain your relationship with clients and stuff. How do you get them, first of all? And then I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm just saying, I mean, normally it's just online, they reach out to you. That's the basic, and that's why we encourage people to post stuff online. And then when you have them, how do your interactions go? How do you maintain professional relationships with these individuals while not like your artistic integrity that you mentioned? So while not like going overkill, but at the same time retaining some integrity there, and also retaining that, because remember, when an artist like devalues their own art by being very humble, then the person in front of you, like your clients, are going to devalue it more. So how do you maintain that balance? Because it's a balance, no? Because if you are not humble, like if you're too cocky, let's say, then your clients are going to run away. So you have to have a balance. How do you do that?
So how I got my clients, I think I'll start from there, through social media plus word of mouth. I think because my mom is very well connected with
Corruption.
It's not corruption. I wouldn't say it's corruption. But she is pretty well connected in that sense.
In the art scene?
Not in the art scene, just regular folks, but regular folks.
She's like a permanent secretary or something. Does she work in a ministry of some sort? Is she a minister or something?
No, my mom is not a minister. My mom is not a minister. No. I was just like a...
No, we'll cut that part out. Don't worry. I'm not going to leave that part, obviously.
See, but it's word of mouth. Like, if I sell to one client, it kind of grows from there, and then they tell more people, and then it kind of spreads. Because the thing is, social media, your target audience, like the people that you're going to reach, most likely are going to be young people. So
and they don't have the money.
They don't have the money for that.
And then some don't even have, like, they might say they're interested in it, but they wouldn't want to have it in their house. They don't have a house.
They don't have a house. So most of the, like, my big clients, I got through word of mouth. Word of mouth. Even when I was that side in Spain, it was just word of mouth. Maybe a teacher is working with somebody and it's like, oh, I could recommend this student, and it kind of just grows from there. So word of mouth.
Do they like, would they give you some instructions and like, I want 1, 2, 3, or do you just like, they just look at your catalog and they're like, oh, I actually like what you already have?
Yeah, it's both. It's both. That some people would commission me for like a particular type of painting. Maybe they want you to pick that dogs. That's been my recent commission, or maybe that child.
You do animals and you do pets.
Yeah, I do everything. If it's a commission, you kind of have to be open. No?
So even fruits, like, you know.
I mean,
I'm being very stereotypical. I mean, I just know, like, you know, you start with fruits and then you go on to a human being. Like, you know, like, you draw David. You know David, right? Michelangelo. Why are you saying see?
The force of habit.
Yeah. So wait, people pose, like, you have to like watch them and you do it, or like they send you a picture and you do it, or?
Oh, I've never had you mean a nude?
No. Wait, actually, wait, do you have to do that also? Like, do you have to do that?
I mean, when I was studying, we were painting.
Really?
In the nude. Yeah, it's also on my Instagram.
I thought those were like just things you did with your mind.
No. They were actually there. Everything that I've done is painted from life. So I would have
a model.
Sit there. Yeah, you just sit there and then I just.
How long does it take?
I mean, it's 3 hours per session, but the 3 hours is split up into 25 minutes.
So they just have to be like, you know, they're doing their pose like this, and they just have to be like that for 3 hours.
No, not for the whole 3 hours. We do have breaks, so it's like 25 minutes.
Okay.
It'll go,
Okay. So you're Michelangelo then, you know. No, you're not Michelangelo. You are Twala. Your identity is Twala.
Yes,
and you're going to be bigger than Michelangelo. The only thing is, we'll have to wait 300 years. That's the thing with art. I think, you know, you once mentioned that in one of your stories that you used to put. The thing is, don't ask me when, because I was in Moscow, so I was just going through your thing, and I was like, I saw that story and I was like intrigued by it, where you said that you should support the artists who are alive. Don't wait for them to die and then support them. Just support the ones who are living.
See, that post was also coming from a lack of knowledge, and also I was still a student at the time, so I didn't really have that many clients. Now that I do have clients, people do actually support. You know, people. It's not going to be on the grand screen like Van Gogh or a Michelangelo, but people do support. Like, they commission. You know, they want to buy your pieces.
Where can someone find your catalog if someone's interested in buying your stuff or looking at your catalog?
On Instagram, I do have a link listed on my bio, which is of my drive.
Your website, okay.
So it contains everything.
All of your
everything.
Drawings and your paintings and your sketches and
even my CV, my artist statement, and all those nitty-gritty
So
stuff.
What are you looking forward to in this journey of yours? What are you gonna do as you're moving forward?
I think my biggest goal with this is to be able to impact people in a positive way. So obviously money has to be involved in that.
You gotta pay for it somehow.
You gotta pay for it, and I do want it to be my career. You know, I don't want to have any side thing.
Is there anyone that you look up to in the country who's done this?
In the country?
Yeah. You are Botswana. Unless you're saying you decided to become a Portuguese. I mean, the law passed in July. You can have dual if you want now.
Who do I look up to? I think Wilson Ngoni is one of the
one who's in
artists.
America, right? Is he not in America?
No, that's Miliko Mukhosi.
Okay.
We have 3 Botswana that are actually doing like a really good thing in the art world. There's Miliko Mukhosi, and then there's Wilson Ngoni. He's on a smaller scale, but he is really doing it.
What's your take on the social media artists? I think you know some of them. I forgot their names, but because their names are really funny. I mean, okay, let's start off with Srita. Let's start with Itumeleng. What's your take on that?
What, the guy who does the spray paint? I mean, art is art. Like, I'm not gonna critique it.
I mean, we're doing spray painting today, so I'm not saying you should critique it. I'm saying I want your take on it.
I don't really have much to say. I mean, it's his work, and it's
No, not just his per se, but the genre, the street art genre, you could say.
street art.
It's not graffiti per se, because we're not damaging property. We're not putting it on someone's wall. I don't even do it on walls. I just don't want that trouble.
Yeah.
What he does is he puts a plastic, and there's an environmental factor to that, but he also uses non-lead paints. But it's just like for the artistic value that you give out to people. You know, some people are not going to go to exhibitions and see it. So when we put it out there on the roads, it's like,
accessible.
It's accessible to the everyday Joe, the truck driver who makes 2.5 a month, who cannot even buy one piece. So you're giving him that while he's on his way to work or he's drinking.
Yeah. I mean, I like it for the fact that it's accessible. I think one of the things about art is that it's not really accessible to like your common folk, and your common folk probably wouldn't know where to go if they wanted to get a piece, or if they even wanted to attend a gallery like opening.
Yeah, how did you manage to convince the big shots?
I mean, your skill is always gonna talk for you.
Wait, did BIH host it? Like they're the ones who funded the whole thing, or
no?
Then?
You mean the solo exhibition?
Yeah.
No, it was self-funded.
You paid for everything?
I paid for everything. We booked the place.
Really?
Everything, yeah. I mean,
it must have cost an arm and a leg, you know.
Yeah, but then we managed to recover it with like the sale.
Oh, you were selling at the end of the exhibition. You were selling the paintings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luckily, everything ended up being sold. So
everything.
Yeah.
How many paintings did you? These were from school era, right? Not yet in the. You hadn't gone to university yet.
Yeah. Right? No, these were not school era.
You had finished school and then just been a year or two.
Yeah. So these are the paintings that I was doing during that time after
before university.
Yeah, before university, after Form 5.
Yeah.
So it was 10 paintings in total, and all of them were gone. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's super nice. It's super nice. I'm very grateful.
So
I didn't anticipate such a good turnout.
That's really, and the fact that you had Madao come also.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Did you invite her or she disappeared?
Yeah, we invited her.
Your mom's connection. And then you tell me you're not connected. What? Hey. So
no, we invited her. Yeah. We invited as many people as we.
You send out like professional. Your mom invited or you invited? Like
I invited.
KCL TWALA. Yeah. The letterhead had that.
See, I invited.
For real?
Yeah, I invited.
Man, you were like really smart from a young age. You know, you knew how to do it. Like I only learned about I didn't even know I had to. So I didn't know what the DC was. I didn't know I had to go to Naledi for certain things, and then the council chairman or the mayor is in charge of certain things. And then I didn't know I can't just like call my minister and then just go to him directly. And then I was like, you have someone else you're supposed to go to. And then, even though they might respond to, like if you text them, they'll respond immediately. But if you want to do something officially, you have to write letters, and then you have to specify something. Like they told me like, I'm gonna write a letter. And I'm like, but I'm talking to you. It's like, I'm gonna write a letter.
Yeah, they needed it written.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky because I had my mom at my right hand, so she advised me on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Plus during that time we had so much ample time to just do research, about how to navigate this art industry. And
so after you finish let's create also. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So what do you want to do? What do you want to do on your end? Because this time I decided to do like a split thing. Okay. And there will be two different things. Okay. But it will be one painting.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe we can do two like planets. That would be nice.
You want to do two planets, like two circular planets, like one here and then one here, like everything? Yeah. Or would you like something like, it's an edge of a planet like this, and then maybe, I don't know, you can tell me, you can decide also.
Yeah, maybe we can do one and half of it is yours and the other half is
mine. In mine, I put my colors and then it'll be two colors. I'll just shake it a bit first.
I hope I don't get it on my clothes.
Just do it at this part. This is where your planet is. Okay, that's it. That's good enough. That's good enough. You want this to be your main color? Okay. And then now next, put the colors that you want on top of it. The ones that are gonna have patterns on it.
A blue and a green.
We've got red. We've got yellow here.
Maybe a darker blue.
Okay, put that on. Yeah, stick to this. This is your circle. So the patterns are gonna here. This is your circle.
Okay, yeah. I can do this.
This is gonna be covered with black. Okay. So this is your area.
Also, what's still going on with the one big circle?
Unless you want to do unless you want to do a circle here.
Yeah, I thought that was the.
You can do that, no problem. If that's the case, you can do that. You want to do it here, then you should do it here. Which one do you want to do?
Okay, I can just do it here.
You want to do a circle here? Okay, do the circle.
And Can I manipulate this paint while it's wet, or?
Yeah, you can. That's you're supposed to manipulate it if you want to. Normally we make the patterns with the paper. But
Okay,
you can do that.
maybe it's
You can use your finger. It's not a problem.
I feel like I'm messing it up.
No, don't worry. You can put more colors. You just put 2 colors, but you can put more colors if you wanted. You can, if you do want to use paper, you can use.
Because now it's getting sticky.
Okay, that's interesting.
I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm clearly not a pro.
No, I should have done my end first, and then you would have just benchmarked. What color is that? Sky blue?
That's the same one.
Oh, okay. Why are you just using 2 colors? And they're also similar. But it's fine. It's your take. It's your take. Okay. Interesting. I mean, yeah. I mean,
you don't have to.
There's more planets in the sky than there's sand grains on the Earth. So there is a planet out there that is like this. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I think maybe proceed with doing yours just so that I can see.
Oh no, you'll have to, because this starts drying. So the patterns, you can only make them while it's wet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Any pattern you want to make, you make it while it's wet. Okay. Once it dries, it dries.
It's gone. Okay, yeah. And then if I want to make the patterns, where the stencil?
Okay. We have the sky stencil, but that is after you have made the circle.
Okay.
And then we have, these are the building stencils.
Okay.
Normally you just put it and then you can have the buildings here.
Okay.
But then you'll have to first put one color here.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you'll have to put a color that's different from that on top.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So for now, I just have to be focused on this.
Yes.
Okay.
Now that's something better. Now you're bringing out a little bit of contrast, so it'll pop. Yeah. And trust me, if you want to salvage it and whatnot, you just do this. And then you make the paper patterns on top. If you think that the scribble is not good, just make those patterns.
And then I just overlay it.
Yeah. There you go. Keep doing it. Yeah. Yeah. Keep doing it more. The more you do it, you can, decide how you want to do it. If you want to remove all of it, you stick more and then pop it out. If you want to leave more, you do it lightly. There you go. That's good. I think yours is an earthly planet. Let's add a little bit of brown and let's make it look like Earth. Yeah, let's add some brown so there's soil and sand and the ocean. And then a little bit of white for the sky. Let's add an atmosphere on it. There you go. You're getting the hang of it. There you go. That's now like the sky on top of. There you go. That's better. You should make it bigger because unless your planet is small.
You my planet is small.
Okay.
My planet is a small.
All right, so you'll decide which end you want it to be on. Here, because you've got a lot of.
Maybe if we put is this the gold?
Yeah. You're covering the sky. Okay, no problem. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and then.
You can decide. No problem.
I can put it here.
That's it.
And then the background.
Don't let the middle part stick, or else, just lightly. The edges, okay? Now we can do. You wanna now make the sky, so use the black.
Where's the black?
And then you'll just go around it, and then you'll go from there. Don't use that one. Don't use that one. You'll get paint on your hand. So use this one to hold. You'll get paint on your hand if you use that one. I warned you about that. Yeah, keep going. Don't worry. Yeah, keep going.
Then the cloth, is it okay?
Yeah, there's plastic. I'm also using the wrong hand. I told you, be careful with your hand.
No.
Okay, let me help you with that. Let me help you with that.
Yeah, that's probably a smarter way of doing it.
Yeah. It's gonna take a while to dry. Okay, so I think we're okay. So we can leave that for a minute for it to dry while we do the other side. And then when you wanna put something on this side, right? What you can when the paint is dry like this, normally when I make an ocean, right, I use my finger with the white in the middle and I put the blue on the side. We'll make an ocean on this side and the reflection of the thing.
See.
So what it does is that it looks like the reflection of it in a water, like of the planet in a water thing. If you want, you can have a skyline here, but what you'll have to do first is like put a white paint down, and then that will be, you know, like an emission of that going on. Or you can just make it like in the cosmos kind of a thing.
Okay.
You can have some patterns going like this with a brighter color of blue or green or
while it's
color.
wet like this, or
no, when it's dry, not right now. Okay. If it's wet like this, is when it's wet, it's when you can make patterns. So if you're planning on making more patterns, you can do it while it's wet.
Okay. No, I think I'm good now.
Let's do it like this.
You are aware that there's something.
Oh yeah, there's something. Okay. Okay, now what we're gonna do is I want to make something like this. Right. Oh, something like this is fine, I guess. And the thing is, we don't even have to keep the divider. We can actually blend it. When we remove it, we can put black on it.
Okay.
And we can blend it afterwards. Because if we are making something that is like, you see the ones with the white lines in between is because they were all 3 different colors. But if our background is going to stay black, we can just, you know, remove it and keep it black. Okay. So don't worry, we'll just paint over this also. Right now it's just so that I don't paint over that. And then
makes a lot of sense.
Mine is also gonna, since you did blue, should I do blue? Should I do red? What do you think? You're the one who knows about colors and contrast. What would you recommend? Should I make something green? Or should I make something like that, an earthly planet? Or should I make
an earthly planet?
An earthly planet also, right? So what do we have here? Then you're gonna have to give me the brown and the green also. Do you actually like spray painting from your little experience that you're having right now? Does it seem like something that you would be interested in doing? Does it seem like something that is actually real, that you actually see something happening in the industry, you know?
I mean, yeah, graffiti art.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm just worried about the safety of it all.
What do you mean?
Like inhaling the...
Oh, no. No. You can inhale these fumes. There's no CFCs, fluorocarbons. Okay. We learned that in social studies. They were banned in 90s. It doesn't hurt the ozone. It doesn't hurt your health. If that was the case, they would have been like, no one would be painting anything, because even the paints that you use, the oil paints and stuff, they also have I mean, they don't have lead. I don't think they have lead. It's only do. Oh, they do.
Yeah, there's lead. Yeah? There's lead white.
Really?
Yeah, it exists. There's also cadmium red. It's just that you have to be very cautious about it. Oh, that's so nice. You see, you're the pro.
No. It's layering. It's just simple layering.
The pro here.
How big is this? Let me just check again. Okay. So normally when you do your artworks, how long does it take for you to finish a piece?
It depends on the size.
Yeah? In terms of like as in A3, A4, those sizes, or you mean like the work inside that you have to do?
No, the size A3, A4.
Or the physical size?
Yeah, the physical size.
Okay. So even if something, like there's nothing hard per se, like there's no like, oh no, human being is harder than a dog or something like that?
No, of course human beings are gonna be harder than a dog, yeah.
Is it about the details you have to put in, or?
It's, yeah, the details, and also just the feel of it. Does it feel like a human being? I think that's
the realism.
Yeah.
It shouldn't look like something that is out of a horror movie, you know?
Yeah. I think being that sensitive is really difficult.
Do people ever have complaints like, oh, this doesn't look like me? What you did doesn't look like me?
No.
They always appreciate, like, no, this is me. So you're really good at your work, basically. Or either people are very scared of you.
No, I think my talent and my skill speaks for me. I haven't had a bad review. All my clients are always
they're always like,
happy,
oh my god, oh my god. They're always like, oh my god, which is a good thing, actually, which is a very good thing, because I've come across some artists where they're like, they would commission. There was an artist I knew who did calligraphy in Botswana, and she's not around anymore, but at the time I remember someone commissioned something for her to do. She took like a month doing it. It was a huge thing. It was the thing you put on the wall, right? She finished it and they're like, no, this is not the pattern that they like. So it just felt like, oh, if you didn't like this, like you should have thought of all the, you know, things before you commission something. Like they give you options and whatnot, isn't?
Yeah.
Should have thought of all of that before you said, yeah, go ahead with it.
Yeah, I mean, to avoid disappointing your customers, you have to really involve them as much as possible in your process.
Like, so while you're doing it.
Yeah, while you're doing it. So for me, normally I have a small color study, like a small sketch, a mock-up of some sense that I would send to them, and they could kind of cross-check if they want a different color for the background, or if...
Can I have the black?
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the way I've avoided disappointing my customers. Just making a small mock-up and letting them know. Also educating them. I think that's very important.
So you have not had the issues of clients being dissatisfied per se?
No, I don't think so.
And what would you recommend to someone who would have that situation? How do you deal with it? Like, is there any laws that protect artists in the country if you have been cheated or if you have been, you know, wronged? Because art is an industry where you get, like, I mean, SIPA just started doing this whole trademark thing recently. They're really pushing it, and they want artists to get on board with it. Do you copyright your stuff? Do you trademark your stuff? Or do you just let them, when you give it to them, do you like, oh, you may make replicas of it? Or
no.
You're not allowed to use it for commercial purposes and stuff?
Yeah. Normally, when you sell a painting, there's always a certificate of authenticity.
You make that?
Yeah, you have to attach it to your painting at all times.
See, that's because you went to school and you know this, right?
No, I actually didn't learn this from school. I just did my research. Yeah, on YouTube, there's a lot of resources that people can...
So the Botswana artists that are there on Facebook that people commission art from, like, you know, in Botswana we don't really have galleries and stuff that the people buy from. They just go to Facebook, they like someone's work, and they DM them and they be like, can you make me this? And then the guy will make them that thing. And next thing you know, that thing is being sold somewhere else for a very large amount. Now, the person that was the original artist, like for example, Twala made that in Botswana. Some guy came and then he decided to take it to Cape Town and sell it for 50K. So what can Twala do to now, you know, get that, like, or was it in the deal from the beginning? Or was it something that you guys are like, you know, give me a finger? See, you know, if you want to make a river, if you want to make a river, do this. There you go. Keep going all the way there. Yeah, just do that. Yeah, just do that.
Is it like...
No, do it like this. No. Just from like this. Go all the way there and all the way back. Yeah, keep doing that. I'll add more white and later on, and blue.
Is it okay now?
No, it's not. It's not. Okay, wait. How you do is that you just go like this. Not too harsh. You're too softly. Slide onto the paint. Slide on the paint. You're just gliding. You're surfing. Surf the paint. Just from one end to another. Okay. Don't end here because the patterns will be off. Go all the way. Go all the way through the edge. No. You're doing it wrong. Look, if you want to come this way, you come all the way, right? You come all the way.
Oh.
All the way.
All the way. Okay.
Yes, all the and don't do curves like this.
Oh, you just
go all the way off the chart and
Okay.
then come back all the way off. Yeah, okay. There you go.
Okay.
Hey, look at me, busy teaching an accomplished artist what to do.
I told you this is not my line of craft.
Yeah, so
Your
this
skill.
we're gonna add white later on in the middle, and it'll look like it's a thingy, you know. Just don't press too much on that one, because then the green will come out. Yeah, you can continue. It's fine.
Is it? Should I do it more?
If you do
or-
it lightly, you can cover up the green. There you go. There you go. You know the art thing. You know how things work in this thing.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, yeah. And you can like try to do a little like very light on top in the middle section. I'll add some white. I'll add a little bit of white so you get the reflection of the planet onto the thing. You get what I'm trying to do, right? You don't.
I get what you're trying to do.
Okay.
And I do the same thing?
Yeah, very lightly, very lightly. No, come so that it blends into the sides. Let it bleed into the sides. Yeah, you see at the bottom how you're doing? Yeah, keep going. There you've got the hang of it. Yeah, yeah. Now go up. Just that strokes, like that's how it is. Nice, if only people could see, then they would understand. Otherwise, they're like, what are they doing there? No one. Let us see. Okay, there you go. You got the hang of it. And then just make sure that you do that, and then yeah, you see how you did this like this. Oh, these are small curves at the end. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, do that on the edges. Yeah, so that it blends into the sides. Yeah, we don't want smudges and they just should look natural. There you go. It's like using your finger as a brush. You know, your hands are the brush strokes. Okay, now. So it was supposed to be like a reflective thingy, kind of. And then what we can do is we'll be putting it back also. Don't worry, later on. The paint bled into the thing, but don't worry because we are planning on combining the two, so it's not an issue. Now what we can do is, because the background is black, right? We can have a small, like a bright color background that is going like a cloud set, gaseous cloud at the back in a small pattern like this or something like this. You understand? So that will be like on the top. So we'll cover these two up again. Are you actually liking it, or it's just bullshit?
No, I like it. I like it.
It's fine.
I'm learning.
Do your finger thing so that just these marks, yeah, those black marks, yeah. It's not like your type of art, basically. It's like backyard art, you know. That's why I told you we are not professionals in any sense, you know. Why is it? I feel like something's wrong with the nozzle. It's okay. I'll make sure I do something. Yeah, we can. Right now, you take over, my man. Take over. Do your thing.
Oh no! It's actually coming out.
I can go back to the old one. Because I left the paint in this one, I think.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
it was nice being in. I think I enjoyed being in Spain more than I enjoyed being in Sweden.
But you did like your masters in Spain or something?
No. It was the same course.
It was the same like
course.
It's different countries basically.
Yeah, it's the same program.
Yeah.
It's just different schools. The reason why I swapped to the Spain one is that I really enjoy and I really love how Spanish painters like paint. It's super nice. And I didn't really like the Swedish environment that much.
What was
the culture
challenges?
It's very different. Like the culture shock for me was like it was too much.
What were the challenges? No, you can. Was it the racism that got to you?
Yeah, it was the racism.
You didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, because it's a very sensitive like topic, you know. It was the racism for me.
Yeah.
And I think also being just the only person of color in the whole academy.
In the whole academy?
Yeah, it was a lot.
I think there's a stigma with art and African people, and they're like, no, we don't do art.
Back to the thing of when you're raised in an African home, it's like, oh, what do you want to do with art?
Yeah.
You have to go to school, be a lawyer, an engineer, or like a accountant, some important role, you know? Yeah. So yeah, I didn't enjoy it in Sweden. I didn't really enjoy it. Then
How many years had you spent there?
In Sweden, it was just one.
Oh, so you left after that? You were in Germany at one point, right?
Yeah. And in Germany, it was more like a trip.
Yeah, I know, because that's when your number was 0033. I think I forgot the whole number, but that time you were like, okay, yeah, hit me up on WhatsApp, call me, and then I was like, yeah, I'll call you when I get there, because I had a exchange program with Technical University of Munich, and I even asked you, where exactly are you in Germany?
I was in Berlin.
Yeah, no, you were telling me where, and you gave me your number. You're like, just call me when you get here, and like we'll make a plan and whatnot. And you even told me, don't worry about it, what. You were very excited at the time. I think you were actually very lively at the time. And I was like, why is she excited to see me? I'm not a nice guy. But then afterwards, the whole thing happened, and then I was just there. You know, it messed the whole, the war thing, plus before that, the COVID thing and all of that. It screwed up the entire thing, because I was planning to actually do my master's in Lyon, in France. And because in France, that's where Toulouse is, that's where they make, like, Airbus is based in Toulouse. So I was planning on doing that. And Melvin is in France. Melvin is a guy from my from Muchudi. We did junior together. So he was already there, and I was like, okay, once I get to TUM, with TUM, their qualification is gonna, like, it's European, so it's more valued, And I was like, I'll have that TUM on my resume, and then I'll just go to Toulouse. I mean, I'll try INSA Lyon. If INSA Lyon doesn't work, then I'll go to Toulouse. But then none of that happened. So then I was just like, this thing, And I came back here, and then after that, the whole death thing happened, so I couldn't go back. And that's when I stayed behind. And then that's when you were in Barcelona. And then after that, I think we stopped talking. After that, I didn't talk to anyone, actually. Only recently, this year, when I went to collect my reports and stuff, I got back on social. And that's when we still have one line to do. Okay. So, yeah.
It's suffocating.
Yeah. So that's when I decided to, like, okay, you know what? Now I want to get back, into all of this. I want to get back out there, talk to people. I feel like, do you ever feel like it's a bit suffocating, when you are not doing anything? Like, you're just there at home, you're not talking to people. I mean, you don't have anything to do, and you're just at home. I feel like I can't stand that, just being at home and doing nothing. Do you ever feel like that?
I mean, for me, when I'm at home, I'm normally painting.
That's what artists do. You guys spend hours on hours doing that. But do you feel like, there's a lot of people out there who are, unemployment is very high in the country at the moment, So there's a lot of individuals who are just at home, they have nothing to do. And would you recommend that? Okay, because remember, art's also not that cheap.
Yeah.
Going to art school is quite expensive, but even if you do it at your home, the equipment costs a lot.
Yeah.
Getting I don't know what you call that thing that you...
Easel.
Yeah, the easel, and then the canvases, and then, I mean, your art is way more expensive than the art that I do. So would you recommend that to someone?
Recommend?
Yeah, just at home, not being trained, just at home trying out art.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Kind of adding on to what you said, using it as a therapeutic tool instead of maybe using alcohol or drugs or, I think it's a fantastic tool because it also allows you to kind of dive in deep into who you are, because when you're painting, you're kind of spacing out and you're being very conscious of your thoughts. And in your day-to-day life, you're never really that observant to, like, oh, what is actually going on in my mind? What am I thinking about? Where does my mind go? So whenever you're painting, it allows the space for you to be able to make that observation, like, oh, I tend to think about these things. I tend to think about these things, then you can kind of sit down and deconstruct, like, oh, where does this come from, So for a therapeutic sense, for sure, I would recommend.
You mentioned you do some teaching, like, you also have a course that you offer and stuff.
Yeah, I do one-on-one trainings.
Oh, one-on-one, like, you have to come to you, or like,
yeah,
it's a book, and then you go to you, and like, it's okay. You don't have, like, not all of them can come at once.
No.
Why do you do that?
Because I like more of a personal approach, because every student is different. I think I'm not at that level yet where I'm comfortable with having multiple students at one time. That takes a lot of brain.
Do you ever see it making, like, going into business in terms of this? Like, do you ever see it making, like, an art school kind of a thing? No, I'm just saying, like, you can always start small somewhere.
I mean, I got to...
Now, what are your thoughts on expanding beyond, I mean, this auction thing that we're doing like that? I mean, beyond your teaching and learning one-on-one, what are your plans to get more things on your portfolio? What would you want to get on? What would you want to, like, what venue would you want to explore more? What path would you want to take?
I mean, definitely that of an artist.
No, I mean in terms of the art specifically, because you already mentioned the ones that you're doing. Like, what else would you do? Or you're content with what you're doing?
I'm content with what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I am content with what I'm doing so far, because what I'm doing is preparing for my solo, and that's a big thing.
Yeah.
And normally after your solo, once you have a catalog of works, that's when you can really start your career in a way.
You know, like many people haven't attended art shows in the country and whatnot. Walk us through what happens in an exhibition, in an art show, in a gallery. I mean, I've been to a gallery once when I was in Moscow, and the prizes were It was empty though. It was empty. Galleries are empty, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Even in Europe, they're empty. So tell us, there is, I don't know of any gallery. If there is, let us know about it. And what happens? What happens in galleries? What happens in exhibitions? What happens in all of that? Tell us about that.
Well, normally if you have an exhibition,
Yeah.
there's always an opening night where the artist would actually be present and would kind of give a small brief on.
Sorry about that.
Would kind of give a small brief on the catalog and what it entails and what they were trying to investigate. And
Like you give a speech.
Yeah, you give a speech just talking about who you are as an artist and what the collection like represents. Normally at the openings, you have a lot of people come in, like collectors or potential buyers. See, and then the following days, people can just kind of come in, go out. That's kind of how it works.
So it's like you have your painting set up in like a hall, and then you come, and first day you give us a speech. Like, let me give you an example of what I'm trying to want you to say. Basically, we went to an engineering conference, day one. We have the introductions, we have got the chief guest saying all the things they want to say, sponsors and everything. Day two is when the research papers are presented. So we are no longer in the hall. We go to each separate small halls. We present our papers, these question and answer sessions. And then after that, day three is the prize giving of who won the papers. They talk more about it and stuff like that. That's the thing. That's how it goes. So with the art thing, day one, you said speech.
Yeah, day one is the opening.
Okay.
So, and then the following days, is it just the opening?
Okay.
And then the following days is open for everybody.
So, like, anyone can just walk in and watch. Like
yeah.
But then, why is it that not a lot of people know about this?
I mean, in Botswana, because we don't have a lot of galleries. I think the only gallery that I know of is Tapo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Sanitas as well.
But even they don't advertise these things. Like, they don't really advertise that, oh, there's something happening. And
I mean, they do. You have to follow their pages for you to be
fine. I mean, the French embassy thing with the Alliance de France, that thing that they have, they marketed it a lot, I think, some months ago. And that's when a lot of young artists went to it. But I feel like a native thing. Like, do we have a native thing that our own? I know you're Portuguese, so what am I saying?
I'm still a Botswana.
Yes, so,
I am a Botswana woman.
Yeah, so if we're talking about BW, you know.
Yeah, I mean, in BW, we still have a lot of work to do. So,
is there any government funded or government or parastatal with a government that focuses on this aspect?
I doubt. I don't think so.
So it's only private.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure Tapong is it. I think it's government owned. I don't think it's privately owned. If it is privately owned, then
so what can we look forward to? Like, okay, so since you are preparing for your solo, like, what do you want to market out there? What do you want people to expect? Any dates that we can expect, or
no, the dates
any
for
place
now,
we can expect?
The dates are concealed. Also, the place is concealed.
But like, it's happening. It's in the pipeline, right?
No, it is. It is in the pipeline.
Can you tell us like maybe this year, next year, or something? Nothing. Okay. No,
I can't give that away yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
No, I look forward to it. And I look forward to actually. I look forward to seeing more people like you who are not dependent on the government per se. Because remember, you started off, even you're saying that it was self-funded from the beginning. So there's no one that can put their hand on your shoulder and say that, no, we put her there on that stage, you know?
Yeah.
So for you, it's from the beginning all the way up to here. It was your mom and you guys were doing it. Even right now, you're doing it. And now I think you've reached a level where you're accomplished, you could say. You're an accomplished artist, you could say, you know? And I think I would recommend that you now, you know, like how you're already teaching others, you go into it in a bigger stage, you know. That's why I was like, classes and stuff, you should. And my take is, because I do a lot of NGO stuff, so I would be like, just do it for free for them, but you have to recover your costs somehow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know our school, right? You know our school is still there. You know where it is. I'd love to take you there someday. I go there as many times as I can. For me, the government raised me. I feel like from PSLE to BGCSE, going to government school means like they paid for education.
Yeah,
and I always try, whenever they call me and they're like, we need you for 1 to 3, I go. And I want everyone, and they also tell me, where are your colleagues, where are your classmates? They know about Sean now. He's in politics and stuff. And they're like, why doesn't he come here? I was like, I'll call Sean. And Sebaka was doing the Miss Botswana thing and whatnot with Lesoko and them. Even that time they were like, she was from here, but she hasn't come. So I did talk to her, and I think this year she did go to the school as well. And I'm gonna say that to you as well. I'm like, if you ever want to, just let me know. I'll talk to them for you. But if you just tell them that you're here, they will not say anything. They will be like, come here, come, Wanaka, come. Our headmaster is retired last year.
Aww.
So there's a new headmaster. She's the wife to Kotla, what's his surname? I forgot. The Minister of Rural and something from Sarawak. So she's the wife to that. So she's also very nice. Okay. She's actually the sister to Mapufelo. You remember Mapufelo? She was our age. Oh, she was my age, not yours. Okay, so she's also very nice. If you go to her, you tell her that I want to teach the kids, because remember, we have to like pass on in a way like the knowledge and skills. Because I wish sometimes that had there been someone who had like gone out and studied and then came to our school and told us like, my man, do this, don't do this. When you get there, see the racism thing you're telling about. We know about this. When we go there to the kids and they will ask us straight up like, oh, it's nice going out, like, my man, these negatives. We can tell them about the negatives. So no one told us, so we should be the one telling the kids, you know?
Yeah, kind of passing that baton.
Yeah, you're not saying anything, so I'm just like trying to carry the conversation. Like, are you gonna say something, or am I gonna be talking to myself?
No, because I'm trying to listen to what you have to say. Yeah.
You're not interested in doing that?
No, I am interested.
Yeah, for me, like, public service is like kind of it has become a big thing over the past few years for me. I'm not a politician by any sense. I'm not doing this to sell myself or anything, you know. Even it was good. So even when it comes to this kind of stuff, like, the reason why I try to push you guys even on shows and whatnot is because I want you guys to be the one in the forefront of this thing, you know. You know more about this. Like, if I'm in front of someone who's making decisions, I won't know what to ask, you know. If I ever get to that point where I'm there and like, okay, ask what do you need, I will not know what to say. But if you are the one who's there representing, you'll be like, okay, no, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is what's happening in the country. This is what's not happening. This is what you're overlooking. You know, like in my hometown in Muchuri, there is a lot of visually impaired students. I went to Linsui Junior, which is for visually impaired. So that's something that's overlooked in other parts of the country. You know, we have a disabled center there and everything, and it's also overlooked there. But also when it comes to art stuff, also the creative industry is something that is, I know, is not something that makes money. We focus on STEM. But it's something that can help in this aspect, you know, with the mental health and whatnot. It's really good. Creativity, not just art, even sculptures and poetry and literature and all of these things are good for your mental health, per se, you know. Instead of isolation and alcohol, because everyone I speak to, they're like, me, I go to the bar, I go to the shabin. You know.
But I also think there's not enough spaces for people. Let's say if you do want to, even if it's a hobby, you do want to maybe make a side hustle of some sort. I think that's the point. More in Botswana, we don't have the spaces where people can go to and kind of seek help, or even just paint, or have a community in some sense. You know, everybody's like kind of dispersed around the country. So there's still not that culture of like a strong art community, you know, that I've seen when I was in Spain or even in Sweden.
And what do you think is the reason for that?
I think it's in Botswana, we just don't have a culture of artists. We've never had, even history-wise, we do have the cave paintings, but apart from that, we don't have anything. You know what I mean? So I think that is the main reason as to why the arts is not really a pivotal thing. We're a very academic nation, and you know, given just the history of how even University of Botswana, how many people actually poured into that, you know, that's literally a university that was built. That was built by the community. So that's something that they saw of importance. And I do think that
we do have an art program in the university, though, right?
Yeah, but
but you didn't see it, like it was not worthy of you, so you decided to go outside.
No, it wasn't because of that. It wasn't because of that. For me,
I'm not. That's just a joke.
Yeah. But to clarify, I think also for the audience, for me, the reason why that I went abroad,
just you and me watching. No worry, 2 views.
Whoever will watch, But for me, the reason why I went abroad was because the type of art that they made, I was very interested in it from a very early age. Like since Bonington, I used to read a lot of Van Gogh and a lot of Leonardo da Vinci. So I was reading a lot of like classical
DiCaprio. You know, when you talk to non-art people, and they'll be like, oh, Leonardo, which one? And then you have to be like, oh, that one, yeah, Titanic. I can use a painter. What do you do? What do you do in your free time besides the art?
I read a lot.
What do you read? Tell us some titles.
The book I'm reading now is All About Love by Bell Hooks.
So fantasy then?
No, it's not. It's nonfiction.
Oh, it's based on a true story.
No, I wouldn't say.
So it's fantasy.
No,
I'm kidding.
It's not a story. She's a feminist literature.
Okay, so you read love stories per se.
No. It's not. It's not a love story. Okay. All About Love is kind of a critique on.
It's
she's
more
a feminist literature.
Oh, it's more of a woman's point of view in a relationship kind of a thing.
Yeah, she's wrote a lot of books.
Oh, okay. Do you like? Were you back in school days? Were you reading Daniel Steele and all of that?
No. I've never liked like fiction. I've never.
You don't read fiction. You don't read sci-fi, horror.
No.
You focus on. Okay. And then what else do you do? You play chess, or do you play any sports?
I learn languages. That's what I.
What languages can you speak?
I speak Spanish.
And?
Spanish and English and Suzanne. So.
Okay. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien.
It's something else. I don't know what else. Like that's the basic thing that you say when you greet someone.
See,
French. I think French is similar to yours, right?
No, not really.
But you did French in school, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't do French?
I didn't, no.
So you didn't learn French?
No, I didn't learn
French. But your initial plan was French and HE, and then and you could have learned French, and then when you went there, it would have you would have gone to a French school, maybe studied in the Versailles or something. You know, there's a lot of art culture in France.
Yeah. I mean, the type of art that I studied is based from the French in the 19th century.
Okay, so from the 1800s to the 1900s, basically. Yeah.
Very classical. Classical art is basically.
Tell us something. Like it's like we are very illiterate when it comes to this type of stuff. I might say we are ignorant, rather not illiterate, but rather ignorant when it comes to this.
I would say it's not that accessible. You'd have to be like a nerd.
Yeah, you have to be a nerd. Like if you wanna talk about like what's this thing the book that Michelangelo had? What's it called? The one that Bill Gates bought. He had a lot of things in that book.
I'm not sure the name of the book.
And you are an artist.
Yeah.
Hey, put an asterisk there. Artist asterisk. No, I'm kidding. I mean, it's like so, he was not just an artist. He did like a lot of inventions and stuff also. And that book had a lot of that. He had his sketches and whatnot. And he had a lot of I'm pretty sure everyone's like it's a very famous book. And I mean, the Mona Lisa, everyone knows about that. But I feel like it got famous because of the whole stealing thing. If no one stole it, it wouldn't have been famous. Yeah.
I mean, plus even for his era, in terms of technique.
What do you rate it?
A 10. I don't think I can rate it.
Are you for real?
Yeah, it's a good painting.
I thought you were gonna say it's mid.
No, it's a beautiful painting.
Tell us how do you guys, as from your view as an artist, like how do you look at a painting and be like, this. Like, when we see in movies and stuff and white people are just looking at stuff, we don't know what they're thinking. Us, we are like, there will be a scribble, like some, scribble, and they're like,
or like a Kooning or a Pollock.
Yeah, so what do you guys, Jason Pollock is good though. That's a different story. I'm not talking about Pollock. I'm talking about, even Banksy is good. Banksy is great. Those guys are like my kind of guys, kind of like funky, on the street kind of a thing. I'm talking about these guys who are like elite sort of, where they throw some paint on a canvas and all of a sudden that's a masterpiece. What's your take on that?
I mean, I would have to know the reason why. I think the big thing about conceptual art that people fail to acknowledge is that it's not really about the aesthetics or technique of the painting. It's more about the concept and the idea behind the painting.
So it's like a protest, like sending a message.
Yeah,
So why should someone pay 10 million for a message? What's your take on this ridiculous prices that do you think art is money laundry basically in the rich world?
Not entirely. Maybe yes, but not entirely. I do know very affluent people who collect these type of
paintings.
They
actually keep them, right?
They actually keep them and they actually like them. But it's also a way if you want to
accumulate all your
wealth, and also taxing is something that people can evade with art.
Making black money into white money, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very complicated world, and I'm just beginning, so I'm not really.
I mean, but you lived in the side that does all of that. I mean, here we don't do that, but I mean, over there, that's how it goes.
Yeah, the people I have encountered that collect kind of these funky pieces that you wouldn't even pay that amount to, they genuinely like it. Like they genuinely.
I think about the story around that time when we were still in school. There was that banana. You remember that? So I'm just there like, a banana, really?
I mean, yeah, this is like that where it's like ridiculous. It's quite obvious.
Like it wasn't international news. Like everyone was making a joke out of it. Like it became a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah.
Like no, the guy who did it was doing it as a joke, but it became like an art thing. That became the joke then.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like a money laundering scheme.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we don't really know.
Yeah, of course we
from
don't.
the outside,
Yeah,
we can only speculate. Like,
but I wanted your view as the artist. Like I wanted your artist's eye looking at that banana, and you'd be like, oh wow, this is.
I mean, I wouldn't say wow, I love this painting. I think I was just indifferent to it. Like, oh, okay.
But that's why I rate you, because you know your work is something that requires skill. You don't just throw two things.
But the thing is, even with the painters that just throw, there's also a lot of skill that goes into that.
Depends, because they are the ones that actually just throw randomly, and then they're the ones who throw things in a way that when you remove it all and the end result is something that you and I can't just throw and do it.
Yeah.
So those ones I rate them. You know, the guy that does, like, with any form of art, it's a skill when you're spending time and effort in it, and you should be rewarded for that. But if you're just throwing some paints on it, my man, I wouldn't pay for it. I wouldn't pay for it.
I mean, it's subjective, you know. It's subjective.
True.
Subjective. Like, there are some paintings that, like a Basquiat, a lot of people kind of critique, like, oh, there's no skill to that. Yeah. But when you really deconstruct the idea behind it, even his color placements, you know, that takes a lot of knowledge, and it's not just something that's so random. It may seem random, but it's not really that random.
Right. And then how do you approach portraying human beings? Like, how do you approach doing humans?
In what sense? Like
making humans,
sense, or
as an artist, like making a real painting, basically.
So normally I paint from life. That's what I've been doing for the past few years while I was studying. But now I paint from pictures, and I do collages of my compositions, first like in a digital format, and then I.
And what app do you use to do that?
Procreate. Okay. Yeah.
And okay, and then how did your classical training influence your approach on modern art?
It made me appreciate technique as a whole.
Modern art, including spray painting as well, by the way.
Yeah, it made me like appreciate technique as a whole, and even though classical art is a thing of yesterday, it's still very, very relevant today, because some of the works that you see now, even in the abstract sense, are just deconstructed versions of what once was, which is the classical painting. So,
you know, art is looked at as a very therapeutic medium, and what role has it played in your journey in art and mental health?
I mean, it has allowed me to kind of be observant of my thoughts, as I said previously, and with this observation of where my mind normally like goes to, I'm able to kind of control that in a way. And at the end of the day, your mind is one of the most important things. It literally decides every little decision for you, you know. So if your mind is not the best, even in terms of like thinking where your head is at, you're gonna fall into these traps that you set for yourself, and it's all because of your negative thinking.
So what's your take on the exhibitions that we are trying to do, and then the auction that we're trying to do, where the proceeds go to charity, and you think it can contribute to social causes, especially regarding mental health awareness and so on?
I think it's a good initiative. I like the fact that it's so accessible and it's so easy for anybody to kind of manipulate at home. So I'm 100% like.
Okay, so what advice would you give to young artists who are struggling with mental health and self-doubt? I mean, you've been in that journey. You had, like, you talk about the school time when you had, you know.
I mean, therapy is not that accessible, but that's what I did for me. Therapy has helped a lot.
But you know, there's a stigma around therapy, and in
the
African culture, and even especially in the country also, there isn't.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's your life. You know what I mean? It's your life.
I mean, no, we can't say that, because remember, these are kids, right? They don't have the ability to go to a therapist. So what would you say to them?
I would maybe encourage them to dive into sports or take up other skills such as painting, maybe acting or singing, or just
Speaking of sports,
music.
You didn't mention the sport that you play.
Oh.
Yeah.
The sport that I played in junior? Or?
No, like that you like playing the sport.
I love running. I love to run.
You love to run.
Yeah.
You run from men all the time, so you've got a habit of that. Men and women, you know, we're open. We're very.
I run.
So,
I also strength train.
You go to the gym?
No, I gym at home. When I was in Spain, I was going to the gym. But now that I'm home, I can just do it.
Okay. And then what's your take on the piece that you did today?
I think it was nice.
Okay, now your face says something else. And then I want to ask you about the challenges in this art industry and maintaining authenticity while managing your clients' expectations. It can be a bit tricky, you know? So how do you strike the balance?
I mean, the difficulties mainly that I've experienced is because I'm so young.
Yeah.
And I'm very early on in my career, so it's so easy for people to kind of take advantage of that. But I'm very blessed to have like a really good team behind me. My team.
Oh, you have a team?
I wouldn't say a team. I have my mom, and I also have somebody that I'm working with that kind of advises
like a
me.
senior person in the thing.
Yeah, she
like an adult basically.
Yeah,
like,
an art advisor.
Yeah.
She's a curator as well, so she kind of advises me.
We have those in Botswana.
No, she's not from here.
Oh, you see, I knew. I had a feeling.
There are resources everywhere. Like you can just search even on Fiverr or just freelancing websites. Like if you want an art critique, or if you want a
very good point. You
curator.
know, that's very good.
Sometimes, for me, very early on, I just learned that Botswana is going to be very hard for me to navigate here, so I'm going to have to reach out.
Do you sell your paintings outside even now, since you're already back in Botswana?
Yeah, I do sell my paintings.
And how do you do that? What medium do you use to get your paintings out there?
Instagram.
Are you real?
Yeah.
Serious? Like it works.
Instagram. Yeah, my biggest client, she got me from Instagram.
From outside the country.
Yeah,
they just found your Instagram. Like it was not the word of mouth or friend.
No. She found me on Instagram, and I do have her and I have mutuals.
Okay. So, but how do you get it there? How do you get it? Like with Amazon, like the last guy who came on the show, he shipped his book to Amazon. So he explained how he had to. So with you, do you also like how do you get it there to them?
Shipping it?
Yeah.
You just ship it via DHL.
Right, and then the Botswana banks work with the European banks, and then you get the funds from them, or
yeah.
There's no hassle with that.
No, there's no hassle. It's very seamless in a way.
Okay, well, lucky for you guys.
Because it's just one thing. I mean, I can imagine if you're ordering like a bunch of books, then maybe it's difficult. But if it's just one painting, somebody can just send you a transfer.
And speaking of transporting art, like when you came, did you wrap your canvases like in a roll or something?
Yeah. There's normally these tubes that you put them in. For me, I just roll them and put them in the tube.
Okay, so if someone wants to transport, you can just roll things up.
Yeah, you roll it and then you put it in a tube. You can find them.
With these, when you stack them up, they start sticking to each other.
You can. There's this special paper.
Yeah, the sleeves that
it's
you put
almost
inside,
transparent that you put on top and then you put it in an envelope.
Okay, now right, so you spoke about your exhibition that you're working on, but you didn't want to tell us a lot of details. So I don't know. Today, is there anything that you'd like to market? Is there anything besides your catalog that you'd like to market?
My classes.
Oh yeah, okay. How do they reach out for your classes and stuff?
You can contact me via Instagram or via email. It's kcltwala@gmail.com.
Okay, I'll put that in the description. And yeah, so if someone wants to get your catalog, they should email you. And she also offers classes. So if anyone wants to join, but it's one-on-one, eh? So it's one-on. You know what? That's actually. I feel a lot of guys are gonna DM you for that. I feel a lot of guys are gonna DM you for that.
I mean, if you're willing to spend the buck, then
yeah. Hey, you better be careful though. You better be careful of some gents. There's some weird people out there.
Yeah, I mean.
And in fact, there is this whole thing. I think you can tell me more about it. Even in Europe, they do that a lot, whereby artists attached with a lot of weird stuff. You know, like people who do this type of art do. I don't know if you've known about the body art thing that people do. They do it in European countries a lot, where they use their bodies as paintbrushes and then on huge canvases and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's some. I mean, in Botswana culture, that is really, really like looked down upon.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no, it's frowned upon. It's not illegal to do that, but we don't openly do. I'm sure someone has done it in the country.
You mean like nude art or
using your body as a paintbrush?
Okay, so just pressing yourself against the canvas.
Not only just your body, but then like doing certain acts on a canvas and stuff like that.
Oh, and then the final result is the painting. Yeah. Or is it the video?
No. The painting is the. Why would the painting?
Because that's how much is to do.
There is the ones where the pressing thing, they do it in bots. I've seen some, and that's also frowned upon. So yeah.
I don't know.
But then no, it's a cultural thing. You know, you got the weird connotation with art.
I mean, I never really cared for it. Obviously, I've got a lot of feedback from people because I paint nude art. At least I did paint nude art in the academy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously a lot of people didn't take
kindly to that.
But at the end of the day, for me, I always knew that Botswana is not going to be the country at which I'm going to sell my paintings to, because the mentality, it's really,
I think we're conservative.
Yeah, we're very conservative. We're very, very conservative in also in terms of like the artistic style.
Conservative
yeah, I mean, Botswana is very conservative, which I understand, So I just never really.
Well, when you came back, have you ever been commissioned to do that in the country yet?
No, I wouldn't take it.
Would you take? Oh, okay.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. Do you think it's a risk to do that?
No, because it's not a risk per se, but just my work and who I am as an artist, I wouldn't be painting nudes as much as I used to.
It's my first time finding out that you actually. I thought that was like homeworks that you were doing from a picture and stuff.
No, it was all live.
Because from your stories we can't really see the other part, you know. I was like, okay, she made that, and then it's at one point I was like, why is she painting a lot of this? And I was just like, okay, maybe it's a thing they have to do homework or something. And then you don't. There's a part where you don't have heads, where you don't put people's heads.
Yeah, I would just do like a study.
So what's that about? Like where you just paint people's like the torso and not. Why is that?
It's a study. It's like an exercise. The whole reason why people are nude in the first place is such that you can study the anatomy. So it's not just like when you're painting, especially technically, you're not just painting aesthetically how it looks. You're trying to understand the form and how the form works and what is actually happening underneath the flesh. So you kind of need the person to be nude for that. So you can imagine if the person was covered up, I wouldn't really get to understand it. So that's why we do have studies, like you just do like a torso, maybe you do the foot, maybe just do a portrait. So that's just how it is.
No, I think paint's almost dry.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna try and salvage this. I'm gonna try and salvage this by adding a little. Alright, and then we'll have a little bit of, that was green, right? We have blue, sky blue. So this is like the background. So this is like the clouds, sort of like in the background of the sky. And then we can have... Yeah, the edges didn't come off well, but we can critique our own work, it's not a problem. And then, you know what's the safe bet, no? The safe thing to do would be to add something here to cover this patch up. We could add, let's see, what can we add?
Can't you do like a little moon?
Let's make a pyramid to cover this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you make that with like a paper or?
No. We can do that with, what color though? What color would it? The edges are a bit, you know. Yeah. Okay.
It's the 10th of September.
Today is the date for the mental health, actually, you know. Today's the International Mental Health Awareness.
When you say that, I was like, I think it's the 10th today.
Yeah. Normally, I just put something on it to make sure that it's like sort of. I don't give them authenticity stuff, and they can also do this. So this is what it looks like. Okay, not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, I try to salvage it, but normally, you know what I do with the paintings once they're. I don't wait for them to dry. I just take a lighter and I just go, and then the flame. I don't know if you've seen the videos.
I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, so it dries up way faster.
Yeah.
So I know it was Bob Ross that said, there are no mistakes. There are no mistakes. They're just happy accidents. So there's no mistake. It's just an happy accident. Don't worry. But not gonna lie, my expectation was something else from you. But hey, bon, eish! It's still nice though. And I mean, remember that if whatever you spend on it goes to mental health awareness. And you know, I'll clean up the edges later on. I've got an airbrush, so I'll clean up the edges with the airbrush. But yeah, it's still good looking enough, and if you feel like you want to support Twala or you want to support me or the cause, bid on it, and then at the end of the season we'll have it in, if it's still not gone, we'll have it in the collection for the auction, and you guys can tell us what you want to spend on it. And remember, 100% of the proceeds go to that.
3 words describe the personality of each player in the group, or drink twice.
Okay. But your personality is outgoing, lively, soft-spoken. Yeah.
Oh, I have to describe those.
I'll take a drink.
A go-getter. A go-getter and very smart. Very smart.
Okay, false, but okay. Fill your mouth with water, hold it in while the group tries to make you laugh for 30 seconds. Do this successfully or drink twice. So fill your mouth with water.
I think I'm going to drink twice.
You're going to drink twice? Okay. Alright, you can do the next one then.
I'm going to drink twice.
What is that? No. 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 Take a sip of your drink using only your
No.
Do a handstand. No.
All of them.
Do a handstand. We can't do a handstand.
Please.
Have you ever had
pics of me posted that I no.
Never. Yeah. I had a pic posted, not on Facebook but on Instagram. That when I became a meme. I texted malls. There's a story behind that. Anyways, so they put it on Instagram and then it blows up. It blows up like puberty, memes are 9gag. Everyone is posting it. And I wake up the next day, I just get ding ding ding. You know when you have more than 100 messages, it just goes 99 plus.
Yeah.
And I just wake up and I'm seeing 99 plus. I'm like, something is wrong. Am I being hacked or something? The next thing you know, but I didn't try to take it down. I was just like, I owned it afterwards. I was like, because the comments, people from bots were messaging me. They're like, "You've made us proud." Like they're like, "We're finally out there." Like even the
comments. It was false. I didn't believe it at first.
You didn't believe it?
No, I didn't.
What did you think it was?
I don't know. I thought it was just a meme, and then they just took a random account and they just attached your name to it.
No, it was my username. That was my real username.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, it can't be Muhammad, and then I saw, I was like, oh, it's him.
Yeah, and everyone was like DMing me and stuff. And at the time, I actually became popular. Like I had like 5K or something.
Damn.
But then they all left.
Wow.
When the meme died out, like people started unfollowing, and then it made my account even more irrelevant. Afterwards.
Yeah, because of.
Because it had a lot of traffic all of a sudden. Like my views were in 50K or something, and then it just dropped. So I think the algorithm was messed up.
Yeah.
Because now it feels like it's a scam thing. The forex guys who do that. Yeah. And then afterwards, then I just I was like, I'm done with this. We've been arrested.
No.
Okay, wait. Have I? Someone tried to put handcuffs on me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It was a security, not even a police officer. It was a security guard, and it was in Botswana, but he didn't manage.
I know people shave them off.
Why?
Because it's nice, then you can kind of draw them on. My friend shaves them off.
Fought over a pet with her. Have you had pets actually? Let me ask you.
Yeah, I do
Dogs.
have pets, yeah.
Just my intuition was just telling me she's a dog person. Nope. And you don't drink. Oh yeah. I remember I stepped in cow dung right outside our school.
Oh.
Yeah, and I remember it was morning, so I was coming into the school.
Oh my god!
And like that walkway, like cows used to walk there.
Yeah.
So I just I was in a rush because they like 7:30 or something. You had to be in the class by then. So I was running and I didn't see, and it had freshly walked there. The cows had just passed, and I
think I have as well, but I think it was. Why was I barefoot in the first place?
You were barefoot? No, mine was with shoes though.
Mine, I remember, was barefoot. I think we were by the beach. I think that's what happened.
Hey, some of us in a landlocked country, we don't know what a beach is.
You went abroad.
Not to Europe. I mean, yeah, I was there for a bit, but you lived there.
Yeah.
You lived there. You grew. Actually, you're from there. What am I saying?
I wouldn't say.
Why are they so? Have you been mugged, and have you chased someone who's been?
Yeah, we've been mugged before.
Here or there?
Yeah, no, here.
As in Gabs?
Yeah, at home.
Like as in breaking and entering, kind of.
Yeah.
Why?
It was 4 guys, and it was actually the day before I left for Spain. like one of the breaks that I had taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just broke into the house and they took everything. They had knives. It was very traumatic, but then we tried to chase after them, but they were already gone. Even the other neighbors tried.
What about your siblings and them? There was anyone else in the house, or
my brothers had actually just left, so I think they had seen my brothers leave.
It was like, do you feel like it's an inside job? Normally it's the no, normally it's like the house workers or something know where. So have you fallen down the stairs during a night out? Have you ever been in Barcelona? You never fell down a step?
No, I don't drink, remember? I don't
drink.
Yeah.
Been stuck in a friend zone or friend zone someone? You don't have to answer it.
I've just friend zoned people.
Okay. Moved in with someone after 1 month. You don't have to answer that. It's a bit too personal.
Like someone else's food delivery. No.
You never had the situation. Like, we have a lot of, okay, in Botswana we don't have this. There we have Uber Eats. We've got, we had Yandex Eats also, and then we had Delivery Club. So sometimes when, like, it's at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, they have 2-3 orders. So sometimes they'll give you that person's order instead of your order. And then you go upstairs, right? Because you'll be collecting and you don't open it. You go upstairs, you open it. This guy is already gone now. Then, I did get someone's order. So what I did was, I opened it, I ate it, and then I messaged them. I got the wrong order.
And then did they say anything?
They apologized.
Did you get your refund? No,
I got a refund. Refund. But like not in money, in like the next purchase is on them kind of a thing.
That's nice.
Have you ever been in that situation?
No, I've never.
Never?
No.
You don't eat out, like you make your own food?
I do eat out.
Yeah. I know, I thought maybe you cook yourself. You're like, me, I don't eat outside food.
No, I do eat out. Yeah. But every time I ordered something,
the thing came.
Yeah, they were always punctual.
No one made a mistake.
No.
Cheated?
I don't know.
At a casino, not in. You've never been to a casino?
No.
I don't gamble, so I wouldn't know. Too. Okay.
Taken a coast
to coast shift, like as in a long shift, basically. Did you work? Did you work there?
I was teaching. So I started teaching when I was in Spain. So that was kind of like my side job. But
no like a McDonald's shift kind of work?
No.
You are posh, right? So you can't be seen flipping patties.
No. It's the thing is the routine at school.
Yeah.
That's the thing that we didn't talk about. At school, you start from 9 a.m. in the morning and you knock off at 9 in the evening. So that's Monday.
That's 12 hours.
Yeah, Monday to Friday. And on Saturdays, you also go to school from like 9 a.m. till 12.
Yeah.
And then though Sunday and the rest of my Saturday would normally just be painting. Like we would do plein air or maybe
your work takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time. So you didn't really have a lot of time to just spare doing fun stuff or getting a job. It's a really time consuming craft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope. What's that? What's a footsie?
Footsie with someone while my
what, like when you're kicking each other or something? I know the thumb fighting thing, where people fight with their thumbs. Like
I think it's when you're rubbing like a feet with somebody.
No, it's like like what? Played footsie, not like played means like it's a game.
Yeah, but it's like a flirtatious game because it says.
How do you win?
While you don't win.
So then it's not a game.
Yeah, it's not a game. Sniff glue.
Hey, this one a lot of people have done, eh? In Machudi, you know the Chibuku boxes, ne? I saw it once and I was like, what are they doing, Kante? And then someone told me, no, they're not sniffing Chibuku. Because I was like, why are they sniffing the boxes of Chibuku? They're like, no, they cut the Chibuku, they take paints, they put paints in there, then they take those super glues, they put super glue in there, and then they sniff that. So that's what sniffing glue is. And back in the day, I remember I used to, and you can, you go crazy with that. Like you actually go crazy. And you end up at Sabrana if you do that. Sniffing glue is a very like glue, my man. Especially that super glue thing. It hits your head. So there was I remember police came to our school also, and they were like warning us about this.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
They did that at your school also.
I think didn't they do that at Naledi where they came?
Hey, like I don't remember. I remember in junior they came. Oh, have you ever hit a teacher? Oh, sorry, wait. Hit on a teacher.
No, I never found my teachers attractive.
Yeah, old and I mean there was one. Anyways, that's not. Nope. Why are they? Yeah. Have you ever been a center of a bad rumor?
I mean, yes, they have been bad rumors that were passed around.
You're a nice person, though. I fail to believe it. Honestly, I fail to believe. Then again, I don't really hang out with people of that caliber because if someone talks shit about other people, they're not people worthy of being around, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of people just have a lot of time on their hands.
yeah, I'd rather spend time with someone productive than to spend my time talking about other people.
Yeah.
Like you see, this whole time we're not talking about other people. We'd rather talk about something else. Make some. No. Have you stolen someone's holiday decoration of their lawn? Out of spite or just like to punish them or something?
Or maybe as a fun thing.
Yeah, or as a kid. Did you celebrate Halloween?
Yeah, actually, with one of my friends. He's actually back in Botswana.
He was in the academy with you?
No. He was in Sweden. He was studying something else. But we grew up together, so we used to go to Halloween parties together.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think, did we ever steal something? No.
Yeah, the sun in your eyes is making it brown. Like, you know, if there was a zoom camera, I could like, you know, and then you can draw that, and then you can like take that picture, and then you'd be like, this is my eye, this is my pupil, it's my pupil dilating and whatnot. Right? So you stole something with him, basically.
I don't think I did. Maybe, yeah, maybe.
You guys were naughty.
Maybe. I think it was me.
Wait, where did you grow up though?
I grew up here. Like,
in Bonington, just here. You grew up here. No, I mean like as in
As in.
Where did you grow up? Like
which place did I live?
Yeah, as in Botswana.
Oh.
Why you want me to go back to the Botswana?
I'm from Hebron.
Hebron, where's that?
Hebron is like by the border.
It's my first time hearing.
Yeah, it's a
Which one?
village.
By Good Hope or by Gumare up there or?
It's by Mafikeng, I think.
Oh, so just down south. Oh, so you're more Kitsi.
No.
Isn't that area?
No, I'm not. It's because my grandparents are South African, so then they relocated there. I think
at the time it was one country of sorts or like a thing.
I'm not really sure on the history why they ended up in.
Do you guys have an art scene in your home village? Cultural artifacts or something?
No, it's Hebron.
A museum or something?
Do you know what Hebron is?
It's my first time here. That's why I'm asking you questions. If I knew, I wouldn't ask you questions. Now I'm from Muchi. You can ask me questions about Muchi.
Farms in Hebron, just farms and just barren land. I mean, there are houses there.
Do you go there often? Or?
The last time I was there, I think it was 2 years back. Because remember,
I mean, Moscow was amazing. I could go from one end of the city to the other end.
Yeah, it's very, very nice.
Tell us about yours. How was it on your end?
You mean in Spain?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super nice because you can travel a lot, and there's also like this nomadic card that you get it's like extremely cheap, and you can go.
It's like a student card, right? Basically.
Yeah, and you can go to maybe like 6 zones, and you can travel a lot for really, really fair price. I really liked it for that, and because I used to knock off very late from school, it helped. But sometimes it was a little bit unsafe. Like being in the metro.
Have you had cases where you heard where people were getting robbed?
Yeah. Sometimes you do have crazy people.
I mean, but in the metros, like for us also, we have to tap and then you enter the metro, right? So
yeah, but people can jump.
Oh, people jump there.
Yeah, people can jump.
I mean, ours was very strict. No one jump.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to the gulag.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying you don't go to the gulag, but no one dared to jump.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's glass and it's like comes to your I mean, almost here to your chest.
Yeah, for us, even if it was literally 2 doors that slid open, but people still
How do you jump from a door? Or like one taps and then the other one goes through. Yeah, that some people used to do that, but then there is a guard that stands there, and if the guard sees you, they fine you, and the fine is so much that it's not worth it to do that. Because for us, like if I convert it, it's 100 pula as a student, and that's an unlimited access card for the whole city. So metro, tram, buses, everything. Okay, so yeah, the question was, have you slept through your stop? Like, have you been so tired you get in the metro and you slept through, and then you end. So normally what we do is it has happened to me, and we just cross and go to the next metro. So the next metro is going the other way. So what did you guys do?
I think for me, I remember I slept through it, and the metro was closing.
What time does your close, the metro?
It closes at like 12. I don't know where it went. I think it's when we went out. Yeah, probably it went out. And then I came home late. So then I had to take a cab to go home.
And those are expensive, man.
Yeah, because you're charged by...
Yeah, the cabs there are so ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Alright, so guys, this has been a very interesting session. You know, I was hoping that the day I sit down with Twala, I'm going to make a masterpiece. But, hey, you know, it is what it is, my man.
Things happen.
Things happened. But I'm definitely gonna make an art piece with you, like properly. You know, I don't know if it's gonna be on camera or off camera, but a masterpiece, not this what we made here.
It's still good.
It's still good. Art is art. It's still good. And yeah, support the. If you guys want, come and support her at her exhibition when it happens. I'll share your story as well. I'm pretty sure you're gonna publish it on your pages and whatnot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or is it like a closed thing? Like, is it like there are some closed events also.
No. I don't think it's a.
Have you done closed events?
No.
Have you been to closed events?
Yes.
And how are they?
They're nice because it's not a lot of people there.
And everyone there is like extremely,
I mean,
posh. It's true. You're laughing because it's true.
Not all of them are extremely posh, because then I'm also there and I'm not extremely posh.
I mean, they're either students of art or extremely posh people.
Yeah.
People from the industry or your clientele in a private auction is going to be extremely posh. And then, of course, there are people from the industry there also. Like when you go to the state gala, I think your mom might have been invited to that.
No.
This whole time that you've been doing art, has there ever been a situation where you felt like maybe I did the wrong thing, or second doubted yourself, or
like second guess?
Yeah, second guess.
Yeah, imposter syndrome is real. For the longest time,
yeah,
I never truly believed that I was as gifted as I was. I think.
But you are, you know that.
Yeah. I mean, now I do know, but throughout my studying, it was always a thing that you're just like not that good, because the point of comparison is the masters, so those are the people that you're looking towards, and those are the people that you're like, wow, Sergeant Katlego, he was like such a good painter and he was able to paint this at like 18, and I'm 24 and I can't even paint like that. So yeah, I have struggled with feelings of inadequacy like a lot.
That's come out of the side. Wait. You understand? It's just a black and white. It's just for like a retro thing,
Nice.
Yeah. And then you can have that.
Oh, you can even have.
And then
does it only print pictures, or can you print?
You can print anything.
Text?
You can print text. Yeah, you can print text. You can print. Yeah, we started in school. Wait a minute. I'm seeing you after 10 years. Do you know that?
Yeah,
it's almost a decade. It's almost a decade. You look exactly the same, by the way, which is a compliment.
Thanks.
I just saw your face and I'm like, oh, that's Twala. And I got a bit bigger.
No.
The right word is fat. I was with Cole, for the first one, and he's like, now we are fatter. The only thing that has changed is that's what, because he's got big also, and I got big, and I was like, hey, my man, we need to do something about that. We should work on that as well, physical health.
Yeah.
But today, so I was trying to explain to you what we do basically. I've been doing spray art, and then what I decided to do was I used to sell these artworks that I never used to sell them, but normally people would approach me. They would DM me and say, I want your artwork. And I said, oh, do you really consider it to be good? And they're like, yeah. And then how did you get into it? Then I explained the mental health part of it, that it was like a therapeutic thing to do spray art, because it's faster than doing it on canvas, because the canvas paintings that you do take a lot of time and a lot of skill. This doesn't take a lot of skill. Anyone can do it at home. So I encourage people to try it, and I encourage people to try it from the therapeutics point of view as well, because you should go to therapists and all that, but if you want to do a hobby which is not harming your body and stuff, like instead of drinking and clubbing and all of that, either go play some sport. And if you're not an outgoing person, you like being isolated like I was, just try doing this. You might enjoy it, and you might find like you can make money out of it too. And what I do is, when I sell the paintings, I use the funds from those paintings for the mental health awareness part of this. So it's like an NGO of sorts. We don't, even the paint bottles that you see that we use, they're not a single pula comes from the painting for that. So the sponsors are the ones that pay for the paintings and like the whole thing. Yeah, nice. Everything is paid for by that. So I use my own money also when I began. Like, I use my own money for everything. I don't sell the painting to use the money to do more paintings. No, the money goes for the mental health aspect of it. And even today's thing, that's why you're here. Or what we are gonna make, whether be it good or bad or whatever, it's gonna at the end of the season, collect all the paintings, put it up for auction. And if there's an admirer of Twala or anyone who is a fan of hers, you can buy the painting and gift it back to her. Get it framed and gift it back to her. That's still good,